Alright guys, welcome back. In this video I just want to show you guys the update of what I'm getting on with the Chevy Blazer. So this is what I've got so far. This is the look I was going for. Right now I'm just creating add-ons. I've made 2 add-ons. I think on release I want it to be functional. Obviously I'll keep creating add-ons for it as time goes by. But just so that when it's released I want it to be functional. So what I've done, I've created a snorkel and a roof rack. I'm still tweaking what goes in the roof rack, like how many spares and that. The fuel is pretty straightforward. It's 20 liters per can, and I think the wheel, I think you get like 4 spare wheels with 1 wheel in the game, so I'm just gonna go with that. Now I've tried to replicate the actual Chevy Blazer. Obviously there's some details missing. I'm still working on that. I could add it on the texture map, like for instance the lines where the doors goes. I don't know if anyone is really bothered about that, but like for the bonnet and so on, I could add the details onto the displacement map, but I'm still learning to use the texture software as well. I've managed to do it as best as I could. I think the lights all work, the mirrors all work. The inside, I didn't really have any reference images, well, proper reference images to draw against. It was basically I was looking at images and trying to replicate it in CAD, and this is what I've got. So this is the sort of the interior and the dash. It's pretty simple dash. Yeah, I've been using Blender for like 3 weeks now, so I think that's not too bad for a starting point on my first mod. The mirrors were a pain to get working, but I've managed to get them working. Issues. Alright, the dashboard, no, the gauges, they work. So I'm gonna start the engine now, and they all light up and they work just fine. I could accelerate. So the RPM work, the speed work, the fuel and all the other bits work. The images that represents the gauges themselves, I could probably replace them with some higher res images, but that'll be like probably in another update. The issue I've got though, the lights, the way the dashboard lights up, that's like an emissive map, and I don't quite understand how the emissive maps work in SnowRunner yet, because it looks fine in the day, but let me just show you the problem I'm having right now. If I change the time, this is what it looks like at midnight. Other times at night it's okay, it's just one particular time. So it's like this, it's just one particular time it's really bright like that. So I'm trying to sort that out. I reckon in a couple of days I'll have it fixed. As I'm learning the software, I'm just moving on. What else? Okay, I think at the moment that's the only issue I've got. That's the only issue. Wheels, I haven't made, well, I've made some wheels, but I haven't released them yet. So I'm gonna go with unrelease the Hummer and the Tiger tires. I think that'll be good to start with. I've created 4 different suspensions. So I've got a medium, I've got a high stiff and a high flexi. Obviously in the description when you're using the mod you'll see what they're meant for. So on here I've got the medium fitted. I've got 3 engine setups. I've also got 3 gearbox setups. Those values could change as people start using the mod and reporting back to me what issues they find, then I could all tweak that. So that's not really something to worry about. Apart from that, I think everything works fine. It's been quite a journey getting this mod sorted. There were so many issues. As I said, I'm brand new to creating mods. I could draw the vehicle, but then when it came to put it into the game, yeah, it was a learning curve. It was a very steep learning curve. The texture quality, I've gone for a 2K texture quality, and I'm going to create tint maps so that you could change the color. I haven't done that yet, so that you could change the colors to the whole color palette. Right now I've just got this main default sort of shiny, shiny blue color. And if we drive over here, I'll show you the other colors that I've created. So I've got this one, and next to it I've got the black. They're all individual texture maps, so they all got different like scratches on the body and different details on the body depending on which one you choose. And then I've got this one here. So the mod, it performs really well. There's no issues with it. I've already used it. I've already like imported it into the game, and I've tried it briefly on the new Phase 2 map, and it's alright. It's not too bad. I think the only issue I need to sort out before I actually release it is the gauges, and then I will continue tweaking and developing anything that comes up. Yeah, it's a pretty decent mod. I kind of like it. Kind of, I say. Because those gauges are a bloody nightmare. Honestly, I've spent like an entire day trying to figure it out, and I just can't figure it out. So, I don't know when it will be released. Maybe a week or so, depending on how much work I put into it. Something I'm going to work on after that though, I think I probably will start today, is my own custom wheels. I've got plans to create a range of all-terrain and mud tires and snow tires, or ice tires. I will have different sizes for each, so that's not an issue. So right now, I think that's what I'm going to start working on, and obviously sorting the gauges out. Apart from that, I think for our first mod, for being brand new to, you know, the SnowRunner modding community, that's not a bad start. The Hummer H1 project is still going. It's on. I want to make sure I get it right, because the Hummer is the H1 is such an iconic vehicle that I don't want to mess it up. So I'm taking it slow. I've got a decent mesh already. It looks pretty accurate, but I messed it up. I believe I added a subdivision surface modifier which multiplied all the polygons in the mesh, and the game only supports 60,000 polygons. So when I started removing polygons, it started destroying the mesh. So I probably will have to start all over again, but the Hummer H1 is going to take some time. It's going to definitely take some time. I also want to bring a truck into SnowRunner. I've been working on the Kenworth T800, I believe. That will be in a separate video, both the Hummer H1 and the truck. So this, however, is pretty decent. Let me add something at the back. Let me raise the suspension. Alright, there we go. I've got the the biggest engine on there. You could pull the trailer, the Scout trailer, packed with 2 slots of load, and you could pretty much drive across any terrain with it. It's a pretty powerful engine. I've tried to keep the engine specs accurate as well, so I had to do some research on engines that this truck used, and I've tried to keep it pretty decent. One of the issues I was having yesterday is I didn't have the windshield and the cab set up properly, so when going through the water, at this point it would say that the cab is underwater, but I fixed that, and I'm still testing, so there's several issues that keeps cropping up, but as they come up I sort them out. So I would say I'm fairly close to release. Obviously as well, I'm gonna pack the mod. When packing the mod, you can decide whether you want it for PC, an Xbox and PS4. I'm gonna pack it for all. I actually want this on console. because I still play on console most of the time. As I said, most of my mates are on console, so I want to be able to use this on console. So this is going to be ready for console. Whether or not it makes it to console is down to the SnowRunner devs. So I don't see why not. It is a Chevrolet. They have got the license for it, so hopefully it makes it. Alright, thanks for all the suggestions for other add-ons. I've already started like just simple sketches of side steps. I would probably add roof lights, probably a rear wheel, a spare wheel that goes on the back. I've got ideas for bumpers. The bumpers are quite important because the bigger bumpers you sort of protect the engine from taking engine damage. So I've got an idea for that. I also wanted to add cosmetic add-ons. I wanted to add an antenna that sort of shakes about when you're driving. And obviously all the little bits and bobs that goes on the inside, on the dash. I wanted to include that as well. So, I think that's it. From that white mesh you guys saw driving around the map a few weeks ago, which looked horrible, to this, I think that's a pretty big step. So, I say the project is going well, and it will be released very, very soon. I think the next video will be an actual review of the mod on the Phase 2 map. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.